I just want to call out that what we're doing here is trying to get you cost savings at scale, as we said, using behavioral science and game theory. And we do that by formulating baseline pricing, and I'll talk about how we go about doing that with you and your resources. But ultimately, we're taking that baseline price, we're deriving a suggested price that we're then going to propose to suppliers. And this can be done through as much automation as you feel comfortable with. And then we're providing dynamic feedback to suppliers within their sourcing or buying engagements to help you get value across all your areas of spend. Now, seeing as how a lot of solutions historically have attempted to take on as much of the process as possible, if we think about Coupa, Ariba, Oracle, some of these solutions that try to chew off as much of the process as possible so that you can be engaging in a single system, a single solution, has been the sort of status quo for many years now. But what we're seeing now is this age of embedded solutions, where solutions are trying to bolster those systems that have gaps and shortcomings. Similarly, Arkestro wants to sit within any of those tools or processes where necessary, within the context of perhaps a buying or sourcing process. And so what that looks like historically has been you're going in and identifying suppliers and compiling a bid template, getting the requirements that you're going to need, what criteria are you going to use to determine who should get the business, and then you'll issue that RFP, go through numerous rounds, whether that be lengthy or not, but ultimately choosing the suppliers that you're going to be working with and arriving at an award. And that's generated typically by some sort of demand or signal from any of these systems here like rec tools and ERPs, etc., to get that request kicked off. What we would like to do is stand in between that handoff, and we can integrate with various systems certainly to be sure that allow us to catch that requisition or demand data so that we can look at the line item details and arrive at a suggested price. We can look at the context of the negotiation itself, meaning how many suppliers have been invited, what is their bidding strategy and behavior, so that we can then make supplier recommendations that are ultimately affected by suggesting offers to those suppliers and then providing them dynamic feedback along the way through a competitive bidding process. And this can be, as mentioned earlier, manual as needed, where you want to gain control, but also automated to the point where you can choose when to let automated negotiation take place on your behalf for perhaps less risky or less strategic spend. And this is valuable for our customers in a number of ways. If we think about how we're able to move the needle, primarily in beginning with cost savings, 16% within the first 60 days for our customer base. And this approach also lets them reach more addressable spend with the same resources or less. So in effect, we're able to extend the reach and the scope and the impact of your procurement teams so that they can inject that same level of strategy for more strategic spend or tactical spend across all spend categories, be they commodities within direct or indirect, be they services related spend, etc.